Hello and assalamu alaikum. So I'm really honored to be invited today to this beautiful gathering. One of the things about beautiful gatherings is that I tend to have more fun doing my poetry when there's more of a safer space. So I decided to choose 3 poems that I really enjoy doing on the concepts of love, connection, and what it means to communicate with each other compassionately. And so this first poem is called Love and the Justice. Like the Beatles say, all you really need is love, and the justice, love, and the justice, love, and the justice, and the justice, justice, love, and the justice, love, and the justice, love, and the justice, and the justice, justice, money, 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 change the image, credibility, false represents of the best, sensibilities, abilities, intelligence, change it for the upper ones. People started what? Yeah, the money was the loaded gun, it shot us down, shot us down. People in the club, what? Trying to break it down to avoid all the truth, money, 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 step the beats, 1, 2. So if you do it too, take a gander at the mirror, look into your heart and the skies get clearer, bump the stupid lies and the skies get clear. If the rhythm in your heart pumps blood with the fear of Allah, nothing else, not the wolves, not the wealth, put your palms together cause it's good for your health. Money, money, see you can't do that. Yet the people run to the ill false track. They try to make you change psychologically with talcum powder. I'ma show them that I'll be the next Malcolm. Not exactly him, but the same line of people. Hold fast, love us, fighting off the evil. No sequel. We get anxious when we know we did something wrong, but if we hold it, we can grow. No, goes the body. No, goes the body. But I'ma work it out so much better than Pilates. Balboa Rocky, cause my eyes like a tiger. I don't care what's hype, I don't believe in it, I'm ready for the change. Rely on 2 devices, my heart and my brain, because it's love and the justice, love and the justice, love and the justice, and the justice, justice, love and the justice, love and the justice, love and the justice, and the justice, justice, 1, 2, 3, and I'm ready for the justice. Just us leaving the marks, you can trust us. Had just about enough of that blood stuff. Political gov love, super corrupt floods, atrocity pain, tries to tell us to shut up, but God gave me truth in my body, my love guts, trying to say what's up to people with big hugs, opposite of people who be trying to just kill us. Yes, I'm ready for the revolution now, yup, filling my life cup with coming together grub, eating it all up, surrounded by peace doves. Should I use theta or maybe some M+ to analyze the system? Try to just see what roughed up data all the money will make up. Basically say stuff, get us to take drugs. Once rough live, touched up, no fake blush. Trying to hush, yeah, they're trying to hush. It's like the 4th quarter, we must remain clutch. Superhero rush, we rise above. All of us people refuse to be crushed. All of us people refuse to be crushed. All of us people refuse to be crushed. It's love and the justice, love and the justice, love and the justice, and the justice, justice, love. Thank you. Okay, this next poem is a mix of, I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop before I got into slam poetry, and for a long time those 2 worlds were disconnected for me. But I found recently that even when I'm doing my music, even when I'm doing my hip hop, that I found more comfort in leading from my poetry self, myself that wants to tell stories about catharsis, about healing, about joining with others, learning from others in that sort of communication, to follow suit with what we've been talking about today. And so this is an immersion of my hip hop and my poetry. It's called Voices for Change. I've always told people that I'd like to change the world. But it has occurred to me recently that I cannot truly change the world unless I do it with my heart. And so, maybe the best way to tell you that I'd like to change the world is to tell you a little bit like this. I want to change this. change the world to say, to mobilize now. Change the world to say, to mobilize. This is dedicated to the people who move crowds, not to make hips shake, but to make loud inner feelings that fight injustice, not to attack, but to stand up with those who know that internalized, unwise feelings will still rise and remain entwined inside systems that promote hate. But a youth that the power to move crowds to shake this world. Change the world to say, to mobilize. See, I walk through the land as a student and a man trying to learn what I can from God's plan. Diversity spread, many need to connect. This needs to be recognized through our respect, but society teaches minority kids through specific Eurocentric angles that reproduce hate. But a youth have the power to move crowds to shake this world. Change the world to say, to mobilize. See, I put the pen on the paper. I find it hard to start. Things on the mind expressed from the heart. People criticize minds that want justice more, when in fact real patriots are against war. People living in poverty, we've got cash to send, but what, we rather sit back and bomb them again. People like to idolize guns and presidents, but then again, some of us are against the government, so maybe we're brainwashed, living in fear, scared so much we bring our loved ones to tears. This is all because of the news that we hear, even making money advertising beer. They say to buy things, they can one day kill us. We're tempted to get them because they thrill us. We listen to obscenity, cars, drugs, sex, but what about the minds of Dr. King and Malcolm X, who told us to mobilize and change this world? So maybe we should make it turn faster, right? Maybe we should make it change faster, right? Maybe we should make it turn faster, right? Maybe we should make it change faster, right? Like this. Change the world to say, to mobilize now. Change the world now. Mobilize now. Change the world now. Mobilize now. Change the world. Thank you. When I was invited to perform tonight, I thought a lot about the topic, interfaith dialogue. And in my other life, I work as a therapist. And across the board, when I look at what people struggle with, including myself, we struggle to reclaim ourselves. We struggle to do right for ourselves, by ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to self-love. One of the things that I think happens for a lot of people is very early on in their life, they learn to choose somebody else's version of them, or to choose an adversary's version of them, or Shaitan's version of them. Some of us grow up learning whatever religion it is in institutional settings where we're learning to try to be perfect, not to connect with God, but to be perfect. And as soon as we learn that we're not, we learn to pathologize ourselves, hate ourselves. And so I thought one thing that kind of cuts across the board in the human experience is this struggle to find ourselves, this struggle to reclaim ourselves, this struggle to love ourselves and be okay with that. And it's uncomfortable to do that. And so I picked a poem. It's called My Book. It's very different than my other poems, but it's my battle to reclaim myself, and hopefully it's something that's endemic to everybody else's experience. People will never fully understand how many rhythms were being written on my mind and soul, and I can write about it and tell them the way it feels, but they won't feel it, not like I do, or at least not always for the same reasons. You see, I am an author, and I've always been an author, and I've always written about how my heart pumps and how my mind contemplates and how my heart thinks and how my mind pumps and beats, but somewhere I wrote a story. I would continue to just keep writing again and again and again and again and again, so many times that the story was eventually entitled Exhaustion. It was entitled Exhaustion. And I've been writing it and detailing it for so long now that it has an index at the beginning and a glossary at the end, all words, sentences, and grammar rules with preludes that have been marked. I've written and read this story so much now that I've marked things about it, recorded things about it, and examined things from it. This exhaustion story has become a book. And I know the book well, you see. I often read it to myself several times a day. But here's the trouble. The devil always wants to read it with me, and I've let him. In fact, he has become so connected to the book that he has written his own chapters to be submitted into both the middle and the climax of the book. He wants to write new editions. He wants Exhaustion to be a new, longer book, a series with volumes. Exhaustion, part 1, part 2, part 3, made into a series of movies. Exhaustion, New Moon. Exhaustion, Eclipse, with memorabilia. He wants the story of exhaustion to be massive, go viral, consume me, internally, externally. And he wants me to teach this exhaustion to others, and in the process move me to the second author, so that he can be the first. And would like it if I used his words instead of mine. He tells me to just stop writing altogether. He doesn't even want me to understand my old story anymore. He just wants me to keep reading it and reading it and reading it and not understanding it. He doesn't want me to critique it too much or understand how I began writing it this way in the first place. He wants me to publish it, engaging others first by telling them that the title of the book is Exhaustion. The title of the book is Exhaustion. He wants songs written in the creases between the pages to be memorized, hypnotically verbalized, mesmerized, and rhymed, backed up with a 4/4 bass drum. Hell yes, the devil wants that rhythm. Hell no, hell, that's the club he wants. He wants me to make that story. He wants me to make that story, read that story, and assume that it was given to me and that I can do nothing to challenge it or to change it. He wants control. But a couple things, many things stop him from entering his chapter submissions, pleas for memorabilia, and any writing freedom in regards to this book. You see, he cannot publish his chapters and my book so long as my family writes better stories than he does, better chapters than he does. And my family, they write many stories with me, in fact. My brothers and sisters, they review the devil's work with me and highlight the many errors and faults and redundancies, pointing mostly at the fact that he continues to write similar things of terrible value over and over and over again. And also, my own writing, my volumes on sleep, food, and good relations, my introductory remarks on warm glances provide a powerful precursor to the book. Not to mention the stories about the love of my mother and my mother and my mother and my father. These keep him and his words away. Oh, and the dedication page. I made sure to remember to dedicate the book to myself, because I know that this story of struggle is not for me. And it's not for me, and it was completely from him. And I've begun now to write more on the understanding the relationship between struggle and love, struggle and freedom, struggle and ease. And I know that Exhaustion, that title he gave it, was the title of the book that he gave it. Not me. See, I'm not his book. I am the author of my own. And the thing that stops him from writing even something remotely close that could enter my book now, or co-write my existence, is, well, like an Hattori Hanzo sword, it takes a certain kind of tool to perform the self-love properly. And that tool is rare. In fact, there's only one. But it's not a sword, it's more like a pen. Not a Facebook status, more like a pen. Not a blog entry, more like a pen. Not rage or anger, more like a pen. Not distress or discouragement, more like a pen. And he knows he can't write anything in my book when I refuse to give him my pen, because I am the keeper of it. And I've begun to write my story, my next story with it. I wrote it long ago. It's called Triumph. The name of the book is Triumph, and I wrote it with my pen. And this pen has a special name in Urdu. It's called Dil, and in Spanish, Corazon, and in English, my beautiful and freaking wonderful heart. And man, there was so much ink here. And now I dedicate this book to myself and to all of you. Shall we read about triumph together? Write about triumph together, always? But please, don't invite anyone that wants to take your pen from you, that wants to take our pens from us, because they do not know how to write the stories only we were meant to tell. Thank you.